Welcome back to the Liedtke channel. Interesting little post tonight, little hypothesis, but weirdly makes sense to me. What if Satan is the sun you see in the sky? What if we are actually in hell? We are in hell, which would mean that we are dead, which feels the same as being alive. I can't prove that's correct, but it can't be proved that it's not either, because maybe you would say, well, my heart's still beating. I can't possibly be dead. Well, how would you know? How would you know what dead is? How would you know what alive is exactly? What we exactly going on? We're going to have a little dig through history, and I'm going to lay down some clues as to why I think this place is hell. First of all, ancient cultures. Well, you can see here that the Romans and most Asian cultures were worshipping the sun. Here's the Roman gods you can see here, Sol Invictus. And Invictus looks like liberty, and Invictus has got the sun rays coming out of its head. As you can see, the stars also in the background, because Invictus, Sol, is the sun, represented in this deity. They've all done it. The Egyptians, Ra, or the Aten, the life giver, and the sun disk, which is worshipped by the Egyptians. You can see a cone head here. And he seems to be charging some things with the rays of the sun. And you have this strange thing you always see with the Egyptian sun, but still, it's almost as if, you know, they show you that the rays of the sun are actually projecting our reality, and that this sun may be a different sun to what we got now. Allow me to elaborate. So you can see the sun here, they're worshipping it. You can see that there's different colors of the spectrum coming out of the sun and hitting this lady in the face, almost as if it's projecting a reality. Here you can see the golden disk of the sun connected to the Ankh. Now we're going to see representations of most religions and most, if not all, Asian cultures. They all worshipped the sun. I got a feeling that the ancients knew something that we may be just getting information about, and it's what the sun does cyclically. The ancient Egyptians, the winged sun disk symbol. So it's interesting that the wings open, active charge gives some sort of plasma credence, maybe, to the sun. Angels. Okay, well, we'll talk about angels a little bit in this. You can see the Archangel Gabriel here, who has a sun disk around his head, a halo, okay, or aura. Is this because he's illuminated because of his divine knowledge, found the spark, the inner key, and lit up? Or is it just a symbol for the sun, or the information about the sun? Also, they could be some sort of device for imprisoning angels, so God makes them do what he wants them to do, or she. Maybe there's some sort of ether bomb halo tech, which you've seen in many films, actually. These halos around people's necks, and they are sort of enslaved. Veda, Krishna, also a personification. You can see that it's lit up, and it looks just like the sun. Jesus Christ, well, the church, they definitely know what's going on. And remember, the church's best friend is, in fact, the devil. Because without the devil, the church wouldn't have any business. They wouldn't have any money for a start off. And here is Archangel Michael, who curiously looks like a girl who has wings, because an angel has wings, and she's killing a dragon or a serpenty being. So is the nature of angels. But again, you can see this orb or aura that is surrounding the head. Moving on. So what clues are there that we're dead? Okay, everything really, guys. If you go into law and courts and everything, or the banks themselves, you know, if you go into liquidation, you become a dead entity. If you don't register your child, you're lost at sea. Corporations, like a corpse. What about mortgage, mortgage? There's hundreds of things in our vocabulary which sort of say that we're dead. Army Corps, which is spelled corpse. Army Corps. Well, I think it's about perception, and I think hell is here, and it's certainly not a bad place to be. I think it's a vibration brought on by this sun. Okay, this sun that we've got at the moment. Has that always been our sun, or is this Satan? All the ancient cultures, including ones like the ancient pagans, the Druids, the Norse, all worship the sun. In fact, most of the, if not all the Neolithic monuments, such as Stonehenge and Avery, were to celebrate solstices and to celebrate and worship the sun. Sun worship is also conducted by the Roman Catholic Church. The Catholic Church celebrates the solstice at Christmas. The 25th, the rising of the sun and the solstice in a pagan manner is celebrated by the Christians. Okay. So sun worship is, maybe somebody said, anti-Christian, but it's practiced by most of Christianity. As you can see, Jesus lit up like the sun, helio, which coincidentally, until only yesterday when I was looking at all this stuff and today, I didn't realize helio said the word hell. Well, if we are in hell, it's okay, guys, because they've got customer service. They're called helpers. Yes, that's right. You get helpers in hell. They help. Yeah. And also you get a hello from them as well. Hello, you look healthy. Ah. And as you can see, the ancient Egyptians, this all-seeing eye of Horus, ever-present AI. And in this case, we got a sun disk, and we got a representation of the sun as well. Almost like there is two suns. Maybe the two suns one is a reflection of the other, or maybe one is good and reflects a good reality, a golden age, like what they say is the golden age of Tartaria, or some say the 1,000-year reign of Christ. And the place that we're in now, which seems very hell-like, because we've been locked in a realm, or thrown into this realm, like a dog without a bone, an actor all alone. We've been thrown into this realm, and we have the ability for our imaginations to create our realities. And we are subject to mind control and other forms of magic. And left to rack and ruin, the human mind will completely devastate the human body in a very destructive way, which is evil and which is the demonic side. But if you don't do that side and you light up in love and caring and kindness and light, then that vibration will show. So I think the sun is going through a change. And I think it's coming through to change a new divine happening, where this evil realm, which we're living in right now, and it is, because you can't argue the point that the whole realm has gone to shit in a handbag. Here's Hieronymus Bosch's version of hell. And one thing we all got in common in this place, guys, is that we all suffer. We all suffer. We all suffer trauma. What the fuck am I doing here? What are all these people? Why are they doing this crazy shit? Why are the government's doing this crazy shit? Wars, bombs, It is a struggle for everybody. And it doesn't matter if you're homeless and on the street, reality will be a struggle, or if you're a billionaire. Do you think they're without struggle? No, man. They get ill, they get old, and they get pain, and they struggle with things like that, even with billions. Everybody suffers in this place. There's a reason for that. Now, what if there were just X amount of people in here, the rest just filler in us to teach us a lesson? And maybe there is a way out. Maybe the way out is down. All these torments, all these tortures that you witness on you, okay, if you can think it, it happens. If you can think it, it has happened. And in reality, yeah, the imagination run wild will conjure this, or they will say demonic thought forms brought on forward in the matrix, in the sim, by mind control, hijack consciousness. So they say that heaven is above. Ha 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 ha. They're all lovely on their harps with their wings. Apparently they can fly. It's the Phoenician world on the level plane. And down below, apparently, is Satan and his minions. Okay. So it looks as though that they might be prisoners to God. And it looks like that when the deity, if you like, called Lucifer or Satan, skipped with his gang and said, look, scatter, let's get out of here. And they broke off these ether bomb halos, if you like. And they made a break for it. Okay, and they are in the matrix, but they are electrical forms, demons too. Some are good, some are bad. It depends on the person, actually, the weakness of the person. Do I think that we are here to learn lessons? I think we are here to learn lessons. I think it's all about us. It's all mind in this place. This is Paradise Lost, and as you can see, it's an upside-down pyramid taking you through all of the purgatories and across the lakes with the ferryman, and eventually to a hell. Okay, but hell ain't a bad place to be. Maybe that we get in programming from the powers that should not be, like the Catholic Church, who are actually worshipping Satan. Creating thought forms that torture and torment people. Everyone appointed their own specific demon. You can get the pervy demon. You can get the I can't stop eating, you want to eat demon. You can get the greedy demon, or you can get the jealous, green-eyed demon. Look at what they got. I haven't got that. Everyone seems to be appointed their own separate thought form entity, which acts like a demon in their subconscious. The flip side of that is there's the good side, the strong side, that can see it for what it is, fight it off, or say it another way, tell it to F off, because it will put negative thoughts into your head, these hideously demonic thought forms into people's heads that Hieronymus Bosch, the Renaissance artist, so depicted. As you can see, hell is a plane, a civilization that is on fire. Looks like forest fires. And the people there, well, they're living their lives and doing stuff, as you can see. There's a bit of war going on. There's some starvation. There's some freaks of nature, etc. Hieronymus Bosch, although it's exaggerated, is depicting the modern day. And here we are at this crossroads, guys, of humanity. I think the sun in the sky is going to go through a change. And not that I'm saying that the sun is going to explode and turn into a black sun. Maybe it will just go away for a while and leave this place in Ragnarok, icy cold. But what I do know is it depends on us, because we are the biggest game in town, and it's all about what we think. And they hijack consciousness, or our awareness, and then we're attacked by the negative form entities. There's loads of things in reality I just don't trust anymore, guys, because I know that they slip them in. Things like certain beats, certain sounds as well can leave you wide open. That's why I don't meditate, guys. So Horus, the Egyptian god, supposed to be 5,000 years ago, has exactly the same mode all of these deities do. Born of a virgin, star in the east, walked on water, healed the sick, restored sight, crucified, dead for 3 days and resurrected. Okay, well, we're looking like a celestial event there, aren't we? Like Mithra as well, born of a virgin, again, star of the east, had 12 disciples. We'll have a look at the apostles now in a minute. We'll wonder what's going on with them. Performing miracles, 3 days resurrected. Krishna, exactly the same, born of a virgin. You know, to my recollection, unless it's artificial insemination, which obviously could go on, test tube babies, as far as I know, that doesn't really happen in reality, but it seems to be happening all the time in this day and age, or these ages. So Dionysus Bacchus, born of a virgin, he's a traveling teacher, turned water into wine. Oh, Jesus Christ, then, called Holy Charles. Dionysus, as I will show you through evidence of churches in a moment, is Jesus Christ 2,000 years ago. All the above, exactly the same, all the same, celestial observation, and they are regarding Dionysus, Mithra, and Horus and other entities as Satan. So this is what I feel like after a curry sometimes, guys. Whew. Yep. So all of the unpleasantness that they can think of when it comes to hell. But as Bon Scott said, hell ain't a bad place to be. Dun, dun, dun. So what Asian cultures worship the sun? Well, I would say all of them. Ancient Egypt, Norse tradition, Native Americans, the Aztecs, the Incas, the Japanese, the solar regions, Greece, Helios, hell, isn't that a coincidence? The Celtic religions, the Aryan and Hittites, and the Aztecs all worshipped the sun. Also, as you can see down here, the Sumerians, Sumer, also worshipping the sun. So all of them know something about the sun. If it is an inner journey and they're talking about the whole thing in the Bible is about us, okay, well, I think there is ways out. You know, I think there is definitely ways out. You know, if you can think it, it can happen. Even if we gotta send drones to heaven, whatever it takes. Yeah, the two sides of consciousness. Yeah, the righteous, good side who's not greedy, he's not ego, he's just doing his thing, passing through, and the I'm a bit weaker, I want it all. Well, when Jesus was apparently walking in the desert, he was tested, wasn't he? You know, he's like saying, you can have this, you can have that. You don't even need a devil there. Your psyche does that to you all the time. Transcending duality is realizing God and Satan are the same entity, you. But the Asians think it's this, the sun. And it's everywhere behind Jesus is the sun. And they call him the Son of God. America, well, they certainly know about here's Apollo as well, another entity that is classed as being a sun with the sun rays bursting out of its head, just like on the Statue of Liberty, who is Lucifer. Helios, hell. Fort Wood, that's Star Fort. Or the occult mysticism around this place is crazy. And I think this has been here a long time. I don't think any of the images of this being built or set up look fake as shit to me. I think this is an older. And Lucifer is the light giver. And what gives us the light, guys? Well, I know somebody just said, no, that's supposed to be Venus, Matt. Well, the Venus gives us our light, does it? No, Lucifer is the light giver, which would mean that that is what? Yeah, the sun. And you can see it here, bursting forth out of its head. So from my recollection so far, guys, I would say that the sun in ancient culture is regarded as being Satan, and that there's another son, and I think that one is Christ. Well, that's what I think. Look at this with all the occult mysticism around Fort Wood, the stars, the crescent moons. Oh, it's just witchcraft. As you go into America, you're welcomed with all that witchcraft. Unbelievable. So the goat of Mendes. And there it is, supposed to be being built. You can see sun rays bursting out of its head because it's representation of the sun, I believe. But this is it built and put in a park in New York before they put it all together, took it out on barges and apparently set it up. This is about as early and as good as you can get of this happening, actually, guys. The only other thing is pencil postcards and stuff. I think that plinth underneath it is disproportionate to the statue and it's far more ancient. And you can see the stones underneath it are really ancient as well. So is that star fort. So there are older depictions of what people thought might have been on this plinth beforehand, and you can see an illuminated pole of Polyonus. There it is. This is supposed to be a real image, but it is not. As you can see, it's all fuzzed out because of the vanilla skying, and this is supposed to be built in Paris, and then they took it apart and then shipped over, and that's supposed to be what's going on. You can clearly see here Helios, and the deity that welcomes you to America is the sun. From my recollection, if I just discard all of what they tell me, because remember, everything in this place has been reversed. How is it we're stuck in a place that reflects our feelings and our emotions and our thoughts, guys? Anybody? Because literally the stuff that I feel, if I feel shitty, which I don't do anymore, by the way, but if I feel shitty, believe you me, my world becomes really fucking shitty because I know that it's me doing it. When I snap out of that, get in a flow state, do the things that I want to do, yeah, and just be happy doing that, then everything just swims along in a flow state. It's about the psyche, the demonic forms in our psyche. Here's the church. This is a Jesuit church in America. I think this one is in Massachusetts, I think. But they've gone absolutely bonkers in this place. They got sigils in the railings. It's so demonic. It's unbelievable. And it's supposed to be Jesus Christ. And this is a Christian church, as you can see. It's fully Phoenician, full of artworks, full of hell stuff, because it's hell. I wonder why the Cherebanuskis are blindfolded in so many images. I don't know. Somebody said in my comment, Jesus loves you. I thought, well, yeah, as long as you're not in the Garden of Gethsemane at 4 a.m, all will go down well. Check this out. This is the church. So what have they got? Plasma burst. Plasma burst. Some, as you know, call it, Jason calls it the Phoenix event. I think there's a good chance that one goes and is replaced by another. And I think that's what's being witnessed, these two suns and more. And I think it happens all the time. We just don't know what's going on in the sky. They do, and they're telling us the clues. The plasma burst, the dove from above. Look at all this melted shit. The sea anchor, that's the Phoenician trait. Look, just have a mag up on this bit of it. Skulls. There is a foot there. Anybody? You see that foot there? It looks to be a human foot. What it's doing there, I really don't know. And the Phoenician mermaid types. So these Phoenicians, the buzz I'm getting off of them, even though they tell you about liberty and love and justice and everything, is that they are custodians of this knowledge, which I'm talking about, and that they are evil. What makes you think that? Well, angels, they have these on, just like Monkey. Do you know Monkey? If he was naughty, Lord Buddha would make the crown on his head go tight and give him a terrible headache, just like the ether bomb halo, which I think might be going on. Anyway, so this is what it's all about, death, isn't it? So we're all drove to this state. Apparently this is inside us, although I don't think that's true until you actually look. So is the way of quantum mechanics. Mary, she's also in a plasma burst, sunburst, like the sun. Mary and child, the Trinity. And all of that railings, guys. Look at all the effort, all the expense. Like I said, it's the greatest Hegelian dialectic business maker that has ever been made, is Jesus and the devil. Without them, millions wouldn't have been housed, millions wouldn't have had jobs, millions wouldn't have done a lot of stuff, actually. The church are responsible for everything because they stuck a church on every corner in the Victorian era. So you had to go and be a part of this, and they literally dictated your life to you. They agreed with weddings and stuff. Right, plasma, again, from above, plasma burst, the sun just seeping through. Terrible demonic skulls, which look like maybe octopuses, that's the Phoenician things, the ever-present chem clouds, but that looked like a 26, and that looks like an S and an S there. Plasma burst, sun, again, the sun, Helios. And this is a Christian church, and there's no denying who they are worshipping. This demonic face of the devil with the crown is Sanctuary of Dionysus the Martyr. Dionysus who turned the water into wine, exactly the same as Jesus Christ. What are the chances? Too many coincidences. So yeah, you got the apostles. Okay, well, they're depicted as old codgers in a lot of stuff, but not so many in this. You can see that they're quite young. Just like the Essenes, there was a certain age you couldn't even join the Essenes if you were actually like over 25 or something. It's for young people. Something with that. So they got the halos, the sun halos. Again, around them, the sun disk, exactly the same as Egyptians, Sumer, and everywhere else. There they are. You can see, I'm not sure, St. Thomas there. I think his book was taken out, wasn't it? He's got a red book, so I think he's a bit of a Marxist. They all got red books. You notice there? Even Karl Marx had a red book too. Is that Solomon? Solomon, yeah, that's Solomon. Oh, but St. Bartholomew. Okay. They got the sun around their head, although this is beautifully geometric pattern. So they either got an understanding of what's happening with the sun. What about this? Looks like he's trying to break out of his battle crown, if you want to call it that, or the ether bomb halo, if you want to call it that. Interesting. Saints themselves and archangels. This is the Archangel Gabriel, who looks like a chick, who's coming down to enunciate Mary, make her pregnant by a little wave of his fingers or her fingers. Wings. Why wings? Apparently, they get these ripped off them if they're, if there's a bit of spiritual battles. I think this all reflected. People said, oh, the spiritual battle that's happening in heaven and hell is happening there first, and then it's reflected on earth. I would say it's the other way around. I would say what is happening now is unfolding in heaven and hell, and it's about us. They're heroes in this story. But the disc over her head is a sun disc, and they're always carrying the lily, synonymous with death. Again, that death narrative. How do we know that we're not dead? Because my heart's beating, Matt. Yeah, but you don't know what death is. You haven't been dead before. It might be like, that's what happens. And what about the state that we're in after this? Well, if you haven't got it right, I'm guessing that you just pop back in and your little screaming baby again. And then you go through it all again to get it right. Is that a soul trap? No, because I definitely think there are ways out of here. I definitely think that the keys they have, and I think that the keys are a puzzle for us to break. And this is just another one. I think that they're worshipping the sun because it's Satan. And I think that we're in hell. How is it possible for everyone to manifest? You can manifest a nice life. There's loads of people that have nailed it. They might still die of something painful. Hardly any people have 90, 100 years of blissful, no stress, no trauma, or no struggling of any nature in this place. Would you agree with that? Okay. But it's all about perspective in hell. Whatever you think will happen. If you think wonderful thoughts and kind thoughts, that's fine in hell too. Because it ain't a bad place to be. Now, heaven, on the other hand, seems really fucking controlling. Yeah. And everything, the whole buzz that I'm getting from this is that there's this dude, apparently, who, if he's not happy with the way things are going, or because he might be losing, yeah, just everyone gets wiped the fuck out. Flood, or fire, the sun, or ice, Ragnarok. Check out this angel. So they can fly about. Maybe in a post-apocalyptic climate, the ether is thicker, the air is thicker, you can just lift. Maybe they're just really light. No, like really, like beings made of condensed light, like literally light beings. And the orb, or the light, which has got the cross, which is the sun disk. So it's what you think it is. We are both good and we are both bad. God, what do you think? Yeah, nice. Give me another one. And Lucifer cast out of heaven because he's like, whoa, fuck me. And he takes scatter, and they're the fallen angels. So if that bit's true, then they would be in here too. And cemetery art of beautiful angels with faces that know something about this place. Famous paintings like the Melancholia, like this lady, just waiting for time to go by. How many civilizations do you think that have gone before us, guys, that have worked this puzzle out, this reset? How many? Do you think we're the first game in town? Peak human civilization right now? Is that what you think? I don't think that at all. So there he is, riding the orb with the wings open. Caduceus, converging energy points. The deity that is the sun in the sky. The life giver, the Arten. For sure. Maybe the ancients knew about this event, this plasma burst, and maybe they went underground, and that's where they are now. We don't know what's underground, deep underground, but there's so many aspects to this reality that would tell you that it was hell. Things that are happening in the world, the thought forms. It's like we've just been cast out of the Garden of Eden, all of us, sometime in the past. You know, when was the last sane moment humanity ever had, as Terence McKenna once said? Yeah, you are fucking stupid. Go off into the wilderness and reflect. This knowledge that was offered by Lilith, this ancient, older gods, other gods, this knowledge. Maybe if we start again and they don't give us fire next time, maybe things will work out a little bit better, a little bit more love. That one's groovy. But the hate thing, jealousy, the greed is something that is not sustainable, never has been, and has always been the fault of every civilization. As you can see, Jesus is lit up here, just like the sun in the sky. Anyway, now the sun itself. Okay, well, you can see the little Bacchosites there carrying a queen, because they are slaves just like the rest for a higher power. And let me just mag up on the queen. As you can see, she's chained to a pig, and the pig was a man, because all pigs had cast spells on them and made them. You see what looks like a bullhead one, like a minotaur. So I don't think, oh look, that goat head. See, you know, these demonic forms, they got part human, part animal. You see it all of the time. It's just craziness, man. But the ever-present. Don't fear the Reaper. Because it's all them telling us about it, isn't it? And really, this place can be quite beautiful. Even if it is hell. Ah, the baby wavy with his little hoofy woofies. Okay, demons. Well, I think that demons, they probably broke out of them shackles, if you like. You can see that they maybe were once shackled, but this one, she's sitting there and she is riddled with negative thoughts. And that's what these demons are. They are electrical form in this place, same as angels, okay? And they will give you all this apocalyptic gnarly stuff to think about, okay? You can see this one's surrounded by sigil, a spell that will make things come alive. Technology is modern magic, electrical conjuring and demon summoning sigils, okay? And quantum computing, cymatics are exactly the same. Then nothing new is under the sun. They're doing the same with the computers, the black screens, the scribing mirrors. The thing I'm talking to you right now is a cinnamon demon summoning machine, or electrical. And demonic possession as well. People, you know, literally convincing themselves, invisible friends too. People will have invisible friends. Like Jesus had an invisible devil come and visit him in the desert, so to speak. But it's us. Or what the guy in Fight Club imagined Tyler Dervish wasn't really there, was he? But yeah, he was really there, wasn't he? So there is a way out. You can see the same caduceus there, the same stance here, devil. That is practiced by other deities, namely Jesus. We are being invaded by demons. Okay. Those who kneel before this image deliberately worship Satan. Those who kneel before this image ignorantly worship Satan. The deities do it too. When you speak the truth, it angers demons. Okay. Let's summon demons. How do I know that we could be in hell? Well, the church treat this place like it's hell. These are some of the churches, catacombs, Paris catacombs. This is a church in Czech Republic. There's ones in Milan and worldwide, America, Britain, where you will find that they decorate their buildings with the dead, if that's what they are. Oh, let's have a think about that then. Jesus there on the cross, the Son, and all of these dead skeleton people. Okay, well, Skull and Crossbones definitely know the score, don't they? That club, definitely privilege to the higher information. What is the sun called? It's called a corona, a crown. I imagined when the Phoenicians first came up from the depths of the water, the first thing they would see was the sea. Through the sea, the darkness, the depths would be the sun, and it would be shining like a crown, all sparkly like. And that's the first thing they saw when they arrived from the depths to this place. So these people, I couldn't tell you what possibly happened to them, but I can tell you the church had the feeling that they should make things out of them. To me, and most normal people, that is some sort of psychopathic behavior. A bit on par with, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, maybe, along those lines. But it's completely permissible and nobody frowns at it. It's like, Oh yeah, but they're really good people. They worship God Almighty. Which God is that exactly? There's lots of them, isn't there? And the ones you think about is the ones that happen. It's all by proxy. Before Christianity, you didn't. What, you telling me nobody was actually talking to God? So they just introduced a mediator that just so happens to be a satanic thought form, which people create. Wow, fancy being stuck in a place or being thrown into a place that happens. And then all of these people's minds just let, to mayhem, rack and ruin, and the things that they can manifest and create. Some people, they get it. They know how this place works. And you can see it. Successful people who really seem happy and are doing their best. Everyone knows they struggle. But at the same token, it's about perspective. It's about what you think it is. Again, the crown, the corona, which is the sun. The solar corona. Did you see the stars when there was a solar corona when you were in space? No, we didn't actually see any stars, did we? I don't know. There's a Skulldalabra. Ah, nice little touch, look. Cherebanuski, sound and vibration. Death. So they're a miserable bunch of gets, aren't they? Let's be honest. Yeah, it's quite gnarly, isn't it? This is the church, decorated with human remains. Let's not ask any questions to what happened to them, but it's very, very hell-like. Oh, what was hell like when you went there, Matt, that night? Oh, well, they had all these catacombs with millions and millions of dead people. What? No, really, they did. Well, that's really fucking bad. What happened to the people? Nobody's actually saying they just died in some sort of cataclysm or reset, or maybe they were just expunged another way. So they even got a heraldry made of crowns, like royal heraldry for a royal household. See all of the stacked bones, possibly releasing piezoelectric forces. They could be generating electric. Oh, and a nice goblet made out of human bones. We're not in hell at all. This is completely normal behavior. Maybe it's just me. The catacombs under Paris, just to have a look at a few of them. Apparently millions and millions of people under Paris, made in these strange crosses, etc. And you can think whatever you want about the time scale we're talking about for these people being put in. Yeah, they're saying 1700s, but in these photographs, they're still delivering the dead in this period. Look at that. He's just kicking the bones and walking over them. They haven't even been stacked away properly in the 1800s. What a spooky little bloody job that is. Underneath us are the dead. And what about underneath them dead? And underneath again, and you go lower down. Mud flood after cataclysm. And nobody knowing what this place really is. Absolutely bonkers. It's what you think it is what it is. Look at this. Catacombs. Macabre. Strange. That's the church for you, but it's the same. I always got that inkling when I was watching old Hammer horrors when I was a kid that the church was definitely something to do with witchcraft and the devil. I thought to myself, they're the same thing, aren't they? Yes, they're the same thing. But it's okay, because we got customer care in hell, yeah? They're like Santa's little helpers. They help you. And here these dead here, maybe these were the last real people, I don't even know, but they bury them in these church devices, in these catacomb boxes. There's something going on extra with that, and I'm not really sure what it is. The starburst in the Celtic cross. Hadn't seen it before, now I'm seeing it. Wife, friend, lover, psycho. Okay. And another thing we find in the past is there's no graves in the past. If you see 1500s images of churches, there's no cemeteries, there's no dead, there's no graves. Nobody seems to be dying. Maybe they work it out. And then they stick morgue cages over them and stick them down there anyway. Hang on. What? So I don't have to die? I could live like 500 years, just like Moses in the Bible. It's like, yeah, oh shit. When you work it out. In loving memory of Harry Fiddler, Also his wife, Fanny. Rest in peace. Or rest in pieces. Interestingly, I think there might be some truth in this. I don't know why, it just resonates with me. The lyrics to the words of Lily by Kate Bush, which might tell us more about our reality than you might think. Allow me to elaborate. O thou who givest sustenance to the universe, from whom all things proceed, to whom all things return, unveil to us the face of the true spiritual sun, hidden by a disk of golden light, that we may know the truth and do our whole duty as we journey to thy sacred feet. What? So there's a disk and it's being hidden by another disk. Like there's another sun behind the sun. Two suns. And if you're at a certain angle, you can see the two suns. One of them is you know who, and the other one is you know who. Consciousness is running just like the universe. Another thing that makes me think we're in hell is this. The world burning. Paradise, poor Los Angeles, and Maui. We've all seen the images. We all know how horrendous it actually is. This looks like this, just like in hell. And who manifested that? Well, we may have. We've been wishing, I haven't personally, but everyone else has been slagging off Hollywood for the longest time, and now this. But nothing is new under the sun. This is San Francisco, 1906. Same thing is happening, is telegraph poles, trees, etc. don't seem to be harmed by this terrible firestorm. Same thing is happening here. There's many images out there. So I don't know how it happens, you know, that some buildings can be on fire, others not. Buildings be on fire when there's actually no fucking trees. And all of these trees are in situ and all of the houses are gone. Okay, well, that is a possibility that what I'm saying is true. It all fits and it makes sense to me. So what if Satan is the sun and that we are in hell, which means that we are dead, which feels the same as being alive? How would we know? Okay, well, I'll leave you ponder that, guys. I will be back very soon. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video if you think it's shareable. Much love to you all. Wiggly flat thumbs.